Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I think it's time to go ahead and shoot the breeze a little bit. In this case, way more literally than you might be thinking, because we are going to be starting the the air elemental signatures. Most of these, which I don't have a great opinion of, but there are some that I definitely like more than others. I think the best way to start this is obviously with one that I don't have a very strong opinion of, and we'll see if that changes by the time we're done. I think where we start... Well, I'm going to start personally with Wind Flurry. See, this is a spell that's really unique in the idea that you can use it frequently. See, getting a full charge of Wind Flurry comes quickly and it's not even necessary, because as soon as you hit 3 charges, you can throw it again. So this is one of those builds where you can just go nuts, and everything will be okay. So let's pair that with some critical hit rates, since obviously we're going to get that going on. We're going to pair that with the Analytical Monocle, because that's about the only thing you can really do to boost the critical hit rate of melee projectiles. Oh wait, that's a thing in this game. Anyway, the reason why we choose Analytical Monocle over Chaos Visor, even though this is essentially the projectile version of Dark Katana, as sad as that is that this only gives you plus 6% critical chance. This gives plus 8. So what I'm thinking is, when they were designing this, and they decided that it was going to give you a bonus critical hit chance of your projectiles, they must have thought, okay, the ability to see the trajectory of your shots must be really important. Yeah, it's not. It's really not that hard to aim in this game. Alright, so we've got that going on, but what other projectiles do we want? We're doing ranged projectile builds. So some of the projectiles that I would recommend, Razor Petals, if you can get used to how the petals will kind of drag enemies back towards you mildly. Of course, Violent Thornstorm is always a good choice, so is Obsidian Cascade. Spiral Rumblers is a good control choice, I might go with that. Just so long as it has the projectile symbol, and it scores multiple hits, you're pretty much good to go. Like, as an example, obviously you could do, Homing Flares counts, Dragon Arc counts, Exploding Fireball. Yeah, it's a projectile, but it only scores 1 big hit. So, take that with a grain of salt. I think what we're going to choose, and I am just kind of looking over options to see what would be the most interesting. So, Starbolt is just that. It's not bad, if I'm being honest, but is definitely not something that you want to try to control a lot of space with. You can control a lot of space with Magnetic Breakers, assuming it doesn't just stop randomly. That's my big problem with Magnetic Breakers. Dragon Circuit is good, Dynamic Disarray is good. And what sort of watery projectiles do we have? Okay, obviously that's pretty good, but I don't necessarily think that's the right choice. I think I'm going to go with my first choice. We're going to go Spiral Rumblers. And thank you for being patient enough to see through my thought process. And we're going to go that. Alright, here's hoping that I haven't made a mistake. Now, let's roll for soundtrack choice. We got player's choice, so... yeah, this player chooses the original soundtrack. I usually do, but you guys have seen me choose something different before, so it's not like I'm just messing with you. Alright, now we just need the retro floor plan. So in case you're wondering where I've been for a few days, it's basically been busy day on top of working late and then going right back in early in the morning. So, you know, that classic scenario of, oh, you just closed? Well, fuck you. And there we go. Alright, everything's working out well so far, so let's see if the run itself goes okay. So as you can see, Wind Flurry has this one little minor issue. It's really tunnel vision-y. Like, it's really hard to get Wind Flurry to really do much, even though you can throw it out very often. But that is also its biggest strength, is that you throw it out really often. And because of that, you actually get signatures with it pretty quickly, it seems. So this spell, on top of being particularly good for... upon being particularly good at getting signature, is also one that doesn't leave you in the lurch all that much because you can use it so often. But you also have to remember that you can use it super frequently. And that is something that I need to learn, because I'm not used to having my spell up, like, all the time. As you can see, because of its low damage output, it's kinda hard to get this spell to do a whole lot. Though maybe it's just because I've been essentially MIA for a couple of days here. Maybe that's what's really driving this more than anything else. Yeah, I mean, I won't lie, Wind Flurry doesn't so much, you know, hit with any real force, so much so as it just tickles, like, a lot. And because of the nature of Projectile Arcana, it does mean that you're spending a lot of time sitting still, just launching spells and aiming. See, I don't really want to draw enemies towards me. Yeah, I don't know. Inferno Beam is going to be heavily resisted by the entire... Ugh. Oh, goodness. Now, the upside, of course, is that it does penetrate enemies, so, you know, you got that going for you. Yeah, I don't really want to lose Spiral Rumblers, so I don't know how I'm going to make that work, if I'm going to make it work. If I take a risk and lose Spiral Rumblers, then I'm in real trouble. I'm gonna grab that. I think I just play it safe and move forward. By the way, you see what I mean about the rather lackluster damage output? At least we get to adopt a fairy, but still. Now, I do want to preface that how useful an Arcana is not based solely upon how much damage it does. But with this spell being what it is, and its big thing just being how often you can cast it and how much damage you can get off because of that, you kind of expect a little bit more than you get. Fortunately, it's got decent range, so that's the thing I'm trying to make the most use of, is my range and the idea that it penetrates enemies, so I'm really looking to... I'm also noticing that it does a good job of charging up its own signature meter, so this is one of those spells that might just be better used as a standard spell instead of as a signature. Oh, smooth. That's some Stormtrooper aim right there. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got... Okay, well, we definitely take that. I don't know about the hammer, but it's a good possibility we'll end up taking it, especially since we have a ton of money saved up from the previous floor. You know, because we didn't buy anything. Oh, look at that! We can get even more money. I don't know how I feel about that. Ooh, hat. I get the feeling I'm going to need that hat. Okay. So I think we don't take that. Well, no, we do, because we want critical placebos. We just also want Crimson Clover. Well, unfortunately. But I can... Alright, hold on. Let's be smart and use portals. Yep, I can grab this. Let's go ahead and clear the mini-boss. Alright, no freebies. That's okay. Alright, so we want to hold on to that. We want to hold on to that. We want to hold on to that. Don't care. Have to drop it. I'll hold on to that. Don't care. Alright. And yes, I will take the hammer. As you can hear, Cecil is a very excited bird. And I've been at work all day, I come home, I get to mess with him a little bit, do some recording. Hey, it feels pretty good for me, although I bet he just wants more attention. Not that I can blame him. Ugh. Alright, so as you can see, that's kind of what Wind Flurry is supposed to be for. It's good for now. I'll probably replace it with something else later. Now, what we're really looking for is we would love to see Seville show up, we'd love to see the Crimson Clover, we'd love to see critical placebos, Assassin's Blade would be really nice. And don't forget, tactical retreats are your friend. Because there is no reason for you to just be sitting there taking damage in an enemy's face when you could, you know, not be taking damage. There we go. Ooh, hey, upgrade. Fun. There's the good doctor. Let's go ahead and give her this token of health. Ah, catalytic tonic. That's not what we want. Okay, so how many cursed items do I have? 2? Yeah, this works out fine. So, because of what I'm used to from playing this game, it is very hard to remember that, you know, Wind Flurry is basically up at all times. Especially when you have to spend so much time dodging around attacks that you can barely get a word in edgewise. I mean, even if that word does ultimately lead to their destruction, sometimes it's really hard to just, you know, get that word off. Now, one of the things I've been checking is, can you dash cancel out of your signature? So you can dash cancel out of the standard cast, can you dash cancel out of the signature cast? That's the important question we have to answer. And yes, I will take the candy. I'm not about to check there because I just want to get maximum damage off. Alright. Was there anything else I wanted? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to move on. Alright, so next we want to see either Nox or Seville, and Nox has to have the Crimson Clover for me to be, you know, happy to see him. That's not true. There's all sorts of things that are nice to see about Nox, such as that precious, adorable face of his. I don't even know why I took that. At this point, I don't really need it. So you might have noticed by now that Wind Flurry has a little something going for it. Also, we are just... Woof! This is a very diabetic happy run. Actually, no, a diabetic shouldn't be happy to see this run. They should, you know, get themselves an insulin injection and just do the best that they can. But what you might have noticed is that Wind Flurry has this thing going for it, where if you signature cast it and hit with an enemy at the edge of your range, by the way, you can dash cancel out of Wind Flurry, so that's good to know. But when you hit an enemy, you can actually extend the range of the spell. Thank you for that, Cecil. That was really, really nice of you, buddy. Because it'll, like, essentially seek out other enemies within the range, within what its range should be. It's hard to explain, but basically, however far out your range goes, when you hit an enemy with the signature cast, it'll try to seek out an enemy within that range. See what I mean? And you've probably been noticing that throughout the run, but and I don't want to patronize you because I'm sure you've already noticed that without me having to say anything. But hopefully, getting an explanation about why it's doing that helps. Also, until I started using it, I forgot that shock wire can block enemy projectiles, so I might just keep that on for the rest of the run. Oh, wait, I'm looking for Red Portal? Yeah, I know where it is. It's just gonna be a bit of a walk no matter where I go. Oh, I said I knew where it was, so then I went exactly where it wasn't. God. I'm a genius, I'm telling you. World-class certified brainiac. Oh, okay, well... I was hoping for Crimson Clover. In light of that, I'll take the anchor. Alright, is there anything here we want? Yes, I want this to offset the penalty for the anchor. And I want this just because more signatures. I suppose now that I have 3 cursed relics, I wouldn't mind seeing the Curse Eater's mask. That would help out a lot. There we go. Now, I think having the Anchor of Burden is a very good thing for this run, because it increases the stun value of your attacks. Ow. Alright, that was an interesting room. Sir, I need you to give me the Crimson Clover now. I think we've been over this once before. Stupid mortar guys. Otherwise, I would have been safe if it wasn't for them. Oh, hey, I didn't even realize I didn't have the upgrade for that. Alright, so what is the upgrade for this? They blow up at the end. So they go doom 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 doom, and then badoom. Surely you understood what I meant when I said all that, right? Okay, I definitely see two things here I want, so let's drop two things I don't want, so we can pick up this and this. Okay, game, real funny. Now, another way of thinking about Wind Flurry is that it's kind of like the Impatient Man's spell, because you get to cast it so frequently. And let's be fair, there are days where instead of feeling like, you know, being a sniper rifle, I feel like being a submachine gun. Dark Sage, why are you talking about being a gun? It's just an analogy, you see. It's not meant to be taken literally. I'm not literally trying to be a gun. Dark Sage is trying to be a gun. It's so not right. Okay, so I think I can safely drop that to grab the armor. Okay, kinda got bodied there a little bit. That's not cool. Not looking to lower my critical hit chance. Wearing this robe? Are you nuts? That potion. Okay, whew, they're not locking me in that room. Thank goodness. Sir? Sir, I'm gonna just kick you in the behind. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get for not offering the Crimson Clover. Now watch, he offers it on a run where it would be absolutely useless to me. Like, but I thought this is what you wanted. Yeah, last time. Just no winning with some wizards, I tell you. Like, even with that being the case, I might still go back and grab the Tattered Scroll, but actually, maybe I won't. I think I like my relics the way they are. And yes, I also like my bird the way he is, even though he's being really rude. Can't blame him though. This is his house too. Also, for those of you wondering, I do have two birds, but the reason why I only ever call out Cecil is because, for the most part, he's the noisy, talkative one. Is the part where people go, yeah, right, I bet you can't tell they're chirping apart. Yes, I can. I can tell because I've lived with these birds for years, so I know I can tell their sounds apart. And yes, for the most part, it is Cecil making all the noise. I don't want you to think that I'm, like, being rude, being, like, negative towards him or calling him out. It's just generally when there's a noisy bird around, it's him. And yes, he is very much the talkative type. Like, even when he's not out and about, he's still being very, very talkative. He loves to be heard. Riku, on the other hand, not so much. She just likes being noticed. Which, yes, that is just another way of saying she's a bit of an attention whore. Okay, this room was an absolute mess. But then again, high-level Grand Summoner usually is. Yeah, well, I'm bringing the Wind Flurry. Ow. Okay, little Huber set in there. Oh, and in case you're wondering how many Wind Flurries you get when you signature cast, in comparison to the 7 you get when you normally cast, it becomes 20. So, you know, just in case you feel you needed to know that information, and honestly, it's kind of important critical information. Okay, wow. Okay, well, admittedly, I got kind of bodied there by that by that room, but not enough that it makes me worried. I'm pretty sure we can win this. There you go, little combo master going on there. Beautiful. Ow. Alright, well today I learned that even though Shockwire blocks most projectiles, it doesn't block Chaotic Buster. blocks that just fine. That was not smart. Yeah, see, it just doesn't block it at all. There we go. Alright, that was a longer fight than it needed to be. But, hey, it got done, didn't it? We have emerged victorious, even if it did seem like it took a little while. Alright, well, hopefully you got all the information that you needed about Wind Flurry. Now, I am not the biggest fan of this signature, but it's a little better than I gave it credit for since the last time I played it, since I realized how quickly it lets you cast it again and just keep throwing out those Wind Flurries, so I don't know, maybe next time I run it with a slightly better build, or you know, get a little bit luckier with the relics, I can probably shave down that 34-minute time with it. But that's neither here nor there. For now, I just want to say thank you guys for coming and spending some of your free time here with me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're all having a fantastic rest of your day, or will be having a fantastic rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody.